Hello everyone! Hello! Sasare here with more Final Fantasy XIV. Now, we're going on to the last 30 minutes of today's stream where we're going to be completing some rogue quests to get Rogue ready for Heavensward. So this quest is going to get us another set of knives that are not an upgrade, but it is going to teach us Mug. Which basically increases the amount of damage an enemy takes by 5%. Otherwise, the other gear is not good. Those last few jolly merchant bastards are camped out somewhere in western Lanasia. Now, if I was a black-blooded, guild-garbin slaver, where would I be hiding? There's not to be to the west but the Sahagan pools. Even those bullocks for brain pirates no better than trespassing on fishback territory. And they won't want to chance running into patrols near airport. So that just leaves us the flock? Aye. They'll likely be nestled down in the ruins over there amongst the dodos. That's where we'll try to pick up their trail. You head on over and snilch the place while I send word to the sisters in the maelstrom. Alright, time to sneakily head over there and be unsighted over at the dodo flock. Where we're gonna see, and there's a rank B dark helmet. He's a hermit crab with a with a salad on its head instead of a usual weird stuff. Oh, look at this! Straight up right into a combat mission. Thank you for freeing us. We've been tied up here since those awful pirates snatched us from our beds. Those are some interesting looking dodos you got there, Miro. No sign of the merchants, though, eh? Their leader mentioned heading over to airport. He said something about there being no signal and that was a signal that something was wrong. They just left us hobbled here like lambs for the market. One of them japed about keeping the meat unsullied in case there was trouble. Pray, let us free this place before they return. And who are you to just sidle in and set loose our odd-won prizes, hmm? 'Twas the damnedest thing. We had half a crew lodged in an airport, and not a one of them survived the night. Done in by a couple of sneaky curs, what favored the short blades, they say. I'm supposing that was you two. Seems you have a bone to pick with our choice of trade. I can't say I've much use for slavers, except there's a place to bury me knives. Oh, and I wouldn't bother yourself with waiting on your ship to come back neither. The jolly merchants are done for. You might have the right of it, lad. But then you wouldn't know the kind of coin 3 Aldi slaves like them ones will bring us. I'll have a new ship and a new crew before a single moon has passed. You hear that, chattel? You're each worth a shining bloody fortune, and you've me to thank for helping you earn your true worth. Ignore this bleating sod. In fact, why don't you step back a ways? These coves are about to learn the consequences of breaking the code, and the discussion is like to get messy. Did you not think we'd come for you? You can try to stifle your victim's screams in the darkmans, but the shadows are always listening. I'm gonna teleport me down here. This is a spellcaster. Not anymore. These brought dodos? Sorry, Dodo. These birds move slow, but they're a nasty pet. Keep your distance and screw them from afar. Aye, throw your daggers at them, lass. Oh, more dodos. Thought they were slavers, not bleeding farmers. And still they come. Bene saves us the searching. Underfoot is here to get it underfoot. Or at least I would if any bugger was left standing. This is a fine pile of coins. There's naught for us to do. No scraps for latecomers. The last of me had a hunger. We got him. Thank you. I shudder to think what horrible fate awaited us had you not helped us to escape. I knew someone would come. You're just like the heroes in the stories. They always arrive at the perfect time and triumph over the villains. Do you think I could be a hero like you? I know I could be brave and strong too. I just know it. Yeah, you don't want to be like me, lad. Listen now. Me and those coves there, we're the ones that what the scary folk are afraid of. And that's because we keep the rules for the world they live in. We don't much care if you shirk your chores or get into fights, but if you ever break the code and betray your mates, that's when we'll come after you. No matter how far you run or how well you hide. Live your life like the hero you want to be, though, and you'll never have to worry about that. Aye, you two can stubble it and all. I assume you are the citizens who were abducted by the Jolly Merchants? I am Captain Milala of the Yellowjackets. Maelstrom Command has entrusted me with the conducting you to safety. It's all right, lad. These folks will take care of you. Go on. You'd best not get left behind. Was there aught else, Captain? Word on a new job? A job for me? For you? How patently absurd. Absurd. Why, I'd rather hire a sewer rat to mind my larder. Was it during one of your jobs that you turned Aleport into a slaughterhouse? What dark age is this that we must employ assassins to enforce the law? It is the continued dalliance with the underworld miscreants such as you that prevents Limsa Laminsa from ever fully expunging the stain of piratical infection. Look at these weapons you bear. A civilized person uses such implements to carve meat or peel fruit, and leaves them at the table where they belong. Do you perhaps clench them, twist your teeth as you swing over rails like the pirates you hunt? Or, our fair city is no place for those who refuse to abandon the brutish ways of the past. The only champions of justice this nation requires are the valiant and forthright soldiers of the Yellowjackets. Why do you pull out your gun? Jack, what the bloody hells does this call want with us? I've not the foggiest idea, love. Just smile and nod. I've not come here to be patronized. I've come to put a decisive end to piracy in all its forms. Consider this visit a gauntlet thrown at the collective feet of the Rogues Guild. Heed my words. Just before dawn this very morn, a maelstrom vessel stocked with provisions was boarded and looted by pirates. Much of the cargo was stolen, and that is vexing indeed, but it is the theft of 3 items in particular, 3 unique treasures of nigh incalculable worth, that most distressed my martial colleagues. As for the brigands, they made well their escape, disappearing into the dawn's mist along with their precious plunder. A rum tale? What's it to do with us? I challenge you. I contest you to reclaim these stolen treasures. Shall my Yellowjackets and I succeed in retrieving the greater share, I shall formally propose the abolition of the Rogues Guild. Upon review of our achievements, the Admiral will surely concede that your unscrupulous institution has outlived its usefulness. Ah, blow it out your waddle. I've better ways to spend me time. Oh, do you now? This incident constitutes a theft against the nation of Liza. Does that not violate your beloved code? If I'm not mistaken, you've no choice but to rise to the occasion. Unless, of course, you mean to sink back to your hole and abandon the fundamental precepts of your duty. Alright, you screeching shrew. You've made your bloody point, and you'll be sorry that you did, I promise you that. Your paltry promises amount to naught in the face of my conviction. I shall not rest until Limsa is free of every last buccaneer, scoundrel, and shadow-dwelling ne'er-do-well. What now, Jack? Right now, we head back to the sisters. It's lonely being like you gotta learn how to love your hand, or Pamela as you call her. That kid has such a concerned face. He did. Alright, let's go back to the Rogues Guild. Rogues Guild away! To the Fisherman's Guild because that's the closest one. Alright. We're heading in. So the only reason we're doing these is because this is going to be the class we play through in Heavensward. Wee lass, that Malala's got some bullocks, and it seems like she's well done with aught that whiffs a pirate stock. I don't take kindly to culls pulling me strings, but the shrew is right. The code's been broken, and we've a job to do. From the sounds of it, though, them coves knew what they were about when they cloyed them treasures. I'll need you at your best. It's time you learn the art of mugging. Rough up a cull just the right way, and he'll give up more than what you'd get if you just plain knocked him on his arse. Me and the lads will be busy whittling the story on them bit and baubles, so you're free to head out and sharpen your skill. Might even be as you'll pocket some extra blunt while you're at it, eh? Alright, well, I'll just take these. Okay. Grinners in the mist. Been practicing your dance steps, Miro? Because we're about ready to run rings around Captain Malala and her squads. The Yellowjackets have been pressing their investigation into their treasures that was coined from the maelstrom tub, but as you know, we've got our own network of coves that don't miss not of the ongoings about town. As the sharp end of the job, it'll be me, you, Underfoot, and the Stray. Let's get down to business, eh? The Kev's late to the feast, so I'll just make sure we're all on the same page for now. When you get down to it, we have 2 goals for this job. Fight back to them for 3 treasures, and mill the coves that cloyed them in the first place. You can be sure that the Yellowjackets sure will be doing her damnedest to beat us to the mark, and seeing as the fate of the guild is at stake, we'd best not drag our do-beaters on this one. I say we grapple them baubles before she even lifts anchor, and give her a proper reason to rage against us rogues. You seem awfully keen on this contest all of a sudden, Jack. Aye, well, there's the thing. I sent me a grievance to the Thalassocracy regarding the Shrew's challenge, but them proper paper shufflers don't care a whit as long as one of us gets the job done. So I figure I'll sail with the wind rather than against it. Besides, we wouldn't want to shirk our duties and force poor Captain Malala to blunder about the scary Darkmans now, would we? How very gentlemanly of you. Well, them's the cards we've been dealt, ain't they? Now, stow your quips and let's hear what you've learned about them bloody treasures already. Aye, the treasures. According to the manifest of the Maelstrom Vessel, we're looking to bite back the Cerulean Star, the Silver Sorrows, and something called the Black Sarcophagus. Aside from the fancy names, I was able to whittle a few more details. The Cerulean Star, for starters, is a big old blue diamond which shines like, well, like a star, I suppose. And we've got the Silver Sorrows, a pair of earrings that once graced the wattles of a Sultana of Ulda. There's a tale there, but one what don't concern us at the present. Lastly, this Black Sarcophagus thing. I'm afraid that one remained a mystery, no matter how much I poked and prodded. In any case, all three of these trinkets was recorded as spoils from official privateering raids. Now, as you know, a pirate usually sells his plunder through a reliable fence. Sometimes, though, holding an auction is the best way to offload goods. When it's too extravagant, or just too bleeding rare for the average coal to deal in. Our three wondrous treasures fell into the auction-only category. When the bidding began in Ailport, the Thalasscasi weighed in with its ample purse, made some unmatchable offers, and then organized a tub for the merchandise to be shipped back to Limsa. And that's when our marks swooped in and picked up their transport clean. I had a few wits with the Maelstrom sailors as survived the attack, and they pointed the finger at the grinning curs. Problem is, not one cull's seen hide nor hair of the curs, not to mention their bloody ship since the raid. Sorry I'm late, Jack, but you'll want to hear this. Some of the cargo that was cloyed from the transport was just found during a routine inspection of the Lethagran checkpoint. Lethagran? Have the curs made landfall then? And what are the treasures? Any mention of them? Not that I've heard, but the jackets ain't done shaking out all the boxes yet. Then we'd best get eyes out there, quick like Miro. Underfoot? You're fresh for a run, ain't you? Come on, lass. I'll race you to the checkpoint. Alright. That's not right. Where is Lethagran checkpoint? That is down in middle of Nasia. Alright, so it's probably faster for us to just go through the gate. Hey, there's Simba L. He was in the areas that we were in before. Zephyrgate. Okay. Off we go then. I won our race. You owe me a pint, Miro. Japes aside, though, it looks like Vakeb was right about the cargo. From what I've seen, been able to catch from the swads at the gate, it seems the peddler was boned for carrying goods, what was known to be aboard the transport. They carted the poor sod away in chains, but the cargo itself is still here. I saw a pair of jackets carrying buckets up that wooden ramp. We need to know what's in the crates. I get the feeling they won't open their gans for the asking, though. Not while this fool's challenge is going on. You think you could skulk over there and see if they found those treasures yet? Yeah, they won't notice my Warrior of Light pet just trotting along here. Two Yellowjacket soldiers are inspecting the seized cargo. Approach them while cloaked in by your hide ability and attempt to listen to their progress. The Yellowjackets are discussing the contents of the crates. This is all junk. No diamond, no earrings, no bloody black sarcophagus. Looks like we'll have to lean hard on the skinny peddler if we're to find them treasures. The sergeant says the merchants will still pleading ignorance. Claims he was hired to carry the goods to the checkpoint, not else. What a pile of Pugal shit. I'm guessing the pirates have split the cargo and are trying their luck at every checkpoint. Captain Malala's already given orders to double the guard and inspect every cart and wagon that comes through. Look, now I can fast walk if I sprint while while hiding. So they found not a value, eh? Bene, I thought we'd lost the contest before we'd even properly started. But be that as it may, something don't add up here. Why would you order Cull to carry the goods through the checkpoint? No smuggler's that daft, surely. And even if by some miracle of the gods you squirm through the Lathagram without raising a fuss, why would you risk taking merchandise back to the city what you cloyed it from? Oh, there's a bigger picture here, and we need to step back to see it. Assuming the Kurds hired the peddler to do their dirty work, there'll be someone in the shadows that's brokered a deal. And I just happen to know a cove that what makes it his business to oversee these kinds of shady arrangements. Thing is, the black marketeer bloke changed his haunts depending on how the breeze blows. Quite literally, in fact. I seem to recall the navigator's veil being shifted by a westerly this morning, so that'd put him... the Tiller's Rest. Nice and close. Why don't we go and ask him a few questions before we head back to the guild? Oh, it's up there. Okay. Alright. A little ways over here, but we'll run. I could just teleport, but honestly, by the time the teleport and the loading screen happens, I'll have made it most of the way anyway, so... Off we go. Making our way over here. Starting up a storm. Okay. Jump over this. Unfortunately, it's probably easier just to go this way, over the bridge. Black Marketeer, you're not suspicious looking at all, dude. I pride myself on my memory for faces, but yours is unknown to me. Are you an earnest customer or an inquisitive annoyance? I must be sure of your intentions. Had to kill him. Just had to kill his buddies, say. The dance is old, but the name is new. Put away your daggers, rogue. I have peddled my wares to your kind since the upright thieves stalked the night. Speak. What would you have of this humble merchant? Still tormenting the quoits, eh? Granddad, we've come for information on the smuggling job. There was this peddler that was caught in Lathagram checkpoint moving merchandise for the Grinning Curs. Pleaded innocence even when he had the screws put to him. You wouldn't know aught about that deal, would you? Every last sort of detail. Not a single grain of stolen sand passes through the shadows without my knowledge. But such prickly wisdom lodges tightly in one's throat. What have you brought to ease the pain of its passage? Spare me the theatrics, Granddad. Here's your usual purse. The sum is paid, the deal is made. May my answer sate your fickle hunger. Your hapless peddler was indeed innocent. He was but a beast of burden employed by associates of the Grinning Curs, and likely knew not of the freight's tainted nature. A pawn, if you will, a convenient decoy. There are those amongst my acquaintances who specialize in providing such services. Aye, that's what I thought. The Curs wanted that call to get caught, and now that the jackals have had their taste, they'll waste their time yaffling every shite pie that walks through their checkpoints. Meanwhile, the real treasures are hidden away in the Darkmans, along with the Grinning Curs. Not the Darkmans, Master Rogue, the Mist. Aside from the traveling merchant, the Curs associates have spent coin on another piece for this little game. A navigator, one who is practicing piloting a vessel through the Doxies Pull. The Doxies? The gods only know how many ships have sailed into that fog soup and never come out again. And that's where you say the Curs have gone to ground? Now there's a trick that took some bullocks. Once their hunted tub was sitting dimmer in the mist, though, it would have been easy to have these associates of theirs ferry the junk goods to Lanasia. Then the canny coves just needed to wait for the peddlers to get boned and draw the gazes of the Yellowjackets inland. We need to strike now. As soon as they learn the coast is clear, they'll flee for open waters. A fair appraisal of events. Now that you know the location of your marks, however, it will not be so difficult to track them down. The Doxy's Pull was once an impenetrable shroud, but ever since the calamity, the mists are far less constant. Narrow your search to the heaviest banks, and you will soon uncover those who wish to remain unseen. But now, a warning. The mists conceal other dangers besides the dogs you seek. A careless step may land you upon the chopping block. The chopping block? You can't mean... Seems I found myself another lead to look into. You hurry on back to Jack and tell him what we've learned so far. Yep. Just gotta finish this quest and then we'll be done for today, guys. Stretch. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna tell the Fisherman's Guild. No! It happens, good sir. It happens. Stream forever. If only I could. We would get through FF14 much faster, but at the same time, I'm enjoying playing through this again. It's been a long time since I've done the main story for this game. About time, lass. You've gone so long, I almost sent the stray after you. What happened to Underfoot? So our Mox and their bitten bubbles are snug inside the Doxy's Pull, eh? I'll not discount the old man's warning, but we may not have a banal chance to crush the curs and grab all them treasures. We board the ship right now. You, me, and Vakeb. I suppose we'll be needing ourselves a tub for the voyage. I'll have Wids with Swarstund and see what the dry docks can spare us a way of a ship and a reliable crew. Get your kit together and meet us there. Alright. Gotta go down to Lower Lanasia. The Morbi dry docks. And that chick loves throwing daggers. She's just always there, tossing daggers. That's not even a euphemism. Hey look, it's Mimidoa. Hey Jack. Oh guys, look. There's the aura. We got a fight ahead of us. Alright Miro, I pulled in some favors and there's a crew that'll get us close enough to scamper aboard the Kur's vessel. They'll be cramped up on that dock. If we try to mill the whole lot at once, we'll find ourselves up against the rails. So, we go in quick and quiet and try to knock off a few at a time. Lassie, you gonna test your sea legs? Okay. Right, no one's seen us so far. Let's get to work. I'll sink me stabbers into the captain. Those two back there are yours. Follow me now. Rogues! All the way bloody out here? Oh, apparently the fighting started. Damn, Jack's almost dead already. He's a carpenter? I don't know how you found us, but they'll never find what's left of you. Slippery bastards! Let's just see how quick you are. Open the cage. Let the growler off his chain. Not that overpowered hit. You got a normal setup of it? The growler. Alright. The growler is not much of a threat at all. Done. But will we find the treasure we're looking for? That's the... Jack, I found me one of them treasures. Unless there's another fist-sized blue diamond on board, it's gotta be the Cerulean Star. As for them other two baubles, I've tossed the cabins and been through the old ilm by ilm, but there's not else here. Well, we'll just have to ask all sweet like then, won't we? Spit it out, Kerr. Where are we keeping the rest of your treasures? That was a low-flying plane. Huh. You think I'd spill me guts for the likes of you rogues? Maybe you wouldn't at that, but what about this partner you're working with? But yeah, we don't need no partner. So you're telling me this was all your own idea? You woke up one day and decided you'd attack a maelstrom transport right off the coast of Aleport, then disappear into the loving embrace of the Doxy's Pool? Not exactly your style, is it? The Grinning Curs are too bleeding famous for being the crew that turned their snouts up at privateering in favor of keeping up to the old ways. You've only escaped the Yellowjackets' grip this long by crawling on your bellies and snatching scraps that fell from the table. You ain't the type to sink your teeth into a Navy-owned vessel, no matter the price. Hey, well, maybe there ain't no profit in being cautious no more. The age of pirates is swift coming to an end. Melvin won't be stopped. Not by piddling a little crew like mine. That's why we've done our lot in with the executioners. That blue rock was just our share of the loot. The scraps from the table, like you said. If you want them other trinkets, then you'll have to take it up with our new mates. One job at a time, lass. First we need to get these stinking coves over in their tub over to the docks. Putting aside the issue, who gave the orders, there's no doubt that these was the codes who raided the Maelstrom ship. Now, for the punishment, what fits the crime? I was informed by a certain well-known pirate ship was spotted weighing anchor at Moorby dry docks. I assume that this was your work? Aye, you missed all the excitement, Captain. But never you mind, the Cerulean Star is back and Bob in our sneaky little fambles. And these must be the grinning curs. Degenerate fiends! How dare you ply your filthy trade in Leminson waters? How many innocent sailors were massacred that you might sate your vile avarice? Every one of your kind ought to be lined up and shot. A musket ball is the only answer for this kind of rampant display of lawlessness. Isn't that what we do? Wait. Do you mean to just execute them here on the bloody docks? At least take the buggers into custody first. Handing them over to you for lawful punishment will satisfy the demands of the code just as well. We've already got the answers to our questions, so feel free to take them away. Do not presume to give me orders, rogue. You only managed to capture these villains and their ill-gotten treasure by employing unsavory and unconscionable means. Why, you are not more than pirates yourselves. I mean, we just talk to people. These bastards ain't worth a true pirate's spit. The Upright Thieves was formed to protect us from ourselves. Now they're just unto dogs for the Admiral. Melvin yanks the leash, and another buccaneer disappears. You rogues are traitors to your own kind. If it hadn't been for you... Aye, go on then. Blame me and the coast for your own failures. You know what it was about when you defied the code. You knew what we'd be after you. We're done here. There are still 2 treasures left, Rogue, and I mean to claim them both. I'd reconsider this contest of yours, Captain. Turns out this fish we're trying to hook is a shark, and it might just swallow you whole. I've dealt with sharks recently. Alright, let's turn this in and be done with this quest for today, guys. Hope you guys have been enjoying the rogue quest line. It's been pretty interesting. We get to go punish pirates. Start contests with the law. Fend off Tiamat. Okay. Better work on the ship, Miro. First blood is ours. How'd you take to fight in the sea? There are few as can drop an opponent as quick as a rogue, but don't mind you exhaust yourself just flailing your blades at the tougher coves. And that goes double when your mate's on your flanks. If you notice yourself setting a flag, there's not wrong with pulling back from time to time and staggering your attacks with each other to keep the pressure on. I've said it before, lass, but you'll need sharp enough. I'll need you sharp enough to carve steel for what's to come. I'm afraid this will be more of a challenge than even what that little shrew was bargaining for. That's assuming the Kurds wasn't lying about the executioners. And the executioners are who I bloody think they are. Twixt you and me? Though I'm hoping the name is just some laughable coincidence. Alright, so none of this gear again is an upgrade, so. Same with these. Actually, these gloves are actually an upgrade. Barely, but they are. Cool. Anyway, we're not going to be doing that quest right now. So, with that said, guys, that's going to be it for today's stream. I hope you guys had fun.